Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's Architects Read.
Hello and welcome. I'm Mary Fitch, Executive Vice President of the Washington Architectural Foundation, and we're so excited to present Architects Read. This program, like many of our other programs for children, is supported in part by the DC Commission on the Arts and Humanities and the Hattie M. Strong Foundation. If you'd like to learn more about our programs for children and adults, please visit our website at aiaadc.com.
And Christina, whenever you're ready, go ahead and get started.
Hi guys, how's it going? My name is Christina Bump and I am an architect at Smith Group. I am an architectural discipline leader and I work on cool projects like universities and higher education projects. Today we're gonna read an exciting book called Rosie Revere, Engineer. I'm gonna turn off my virtual background for now so we can look at the book. And first, I'm gonna introduce to you my little daughter, Kira. This is Kira Bump, and she's 3.5. And she's gonna help me later with a little exercise we're gonna do, a little project based on the book. So let's read it together. Here we are, Rosie Revere, Engineer. If you guys know, architects and engineers build buildings. Architects are the ones that design them usually, and engineers check that the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems work. So what does Rosie want to do about becoming an engineer? Let's see. Little helper, here we go. This is the story of Rosie Revere, who dreamed of becoming a great engineer. There she is with her class, I think. In Lilla Griot's classroom at Blue River Creek, I think that's her school, young Rosie sat shyly, not daring to speak. So we zoom in here, there's the teacher, and there's all the kids talking. But look at Rosie at the end. She's not saying much. She's keeping her mouth shut while all the other kids are talking. Why do you think? But when no one saw her, Rosie, she peeked in the trash for treasures to add to her engineer's stash. And late at night, Rosie rolled up her sleeves and built in her hideaway under the eaves. There's Rosie. She's getting some trash. But to one person, it's trash, and to another person, it's a treasure. Alone in her attic, the moon high above, dear Rosie made gadgets and gizmos she loved. And when she grew sleepy, she hid her machines far under the bed where they'd never be seen. Here's all her gizmos. Building stuff. When Rosie was young, she had not been so shy. She worked with her hair swooping over one eye and made fine inventions for uncles and aunts, a hot dog dispenser and helium pants. There's her aunts and uncles, and there's her hot dog dispenser, and there's her uncle with helium pants. Isn't he awesome? Helium is an air that makes people rise, so that's why he's floating, like balloons. The uncle she loved the most was zookeeper Fred. She made him a hat to keep snakes off his head from parts of a fan and some cheddar cheese spray, which everyone knows keeps the pythons away. There's her cheddar cheese spray. I want one of those. Keeps the snakes away, see? And when it was finished, young Rosie was proud. But Fred slapped his knee and he chuckled out loud. He laughed till he wheezed and his eyes filled with tears, all to the horror of Rosie Revere, who stood there embarrassed, perplexed, and dismayed. She looked at the cheese hat and then looked away. I love it, Fred hooted. Oh, truly I do. But Rosie Revere knew that could not be true. She stuck the cheese hat on the back of her shelf, and after that day kept her dreams to herself. It's not very nice, Uncle. He laughed at her. It's not very nice. And that's how it went until one autumn day, her oldest relation showed up for a stay. Her great-great-aunt Rose was a true dynamo who'd worked building airplanes a long time ago. She told Rosie tales of things she had done and goals she had checked off her list one by one. She gave a sad smile as she looked to the sky. The only thrill left on my list is to fly. But time never lingers as long as it seems. I'll chalk that one up to an old lady's dreams. So there's her aunt. And there's when she was younger, she was building airplanes. That's pretty cool. Right, Keith? That night, as Rosie lay wide-eyed in bed, a daring idea crept into her head. Could she build a gizmo to help Aunt to fly? She looked at the cheese hat and said, "No, not I. But questions are tricky, and some hold on tight. And this one kept Rosie awake through the night. So when dawn approached and red streaks lit the sky, young Rosie knew just how to make her aunt fly." She worked and she worked till the day was half gone. To give an invention a test just to see the ridiculous flop it might turn out to be. Look at her invention. What's in there, you think? Let's see. Strapped into the cockpit, she flipped on the switch. The Helio cheese copter spurted and twitched. It floated a moment and whirled round and round, then froze for a heartbeat and crashed to the ground. It crashed. That's pretty cool. Then Rosie heard laughter and turned round to see the old woman laughing and slapping her knee.
She's laughing.
Yeah, she laughed till she wheezed and her eyes filled with tears, all to the horror of Rosie Revere. She thought, "Oh no, never, not ever again will I try to build something to sputter or spin, or build with a lever, a switch, or a gear, and never will I be a great engineer."
Oh, she is.
Yeah, it's all over. She turned round to leave, and then great-great-aunt Rose grabbed hold of young Rosie and pulled her in close and hugged her and kissed her and started to cry. "You did it! Hooray! It's the perfect first try. The great flop is over. It's time for the next." Young Rosie was baffled, embarrassed, perplexed. "I failed," said dear Rosie. "It's just made of trash. Didn't you see the cheese copter crashed?" "Yes," said the great aunt. "It's crashed, that is true. But first it did just what it was supposed to do. Before it crashed, Rosie, before that, it flew." "Your brilliant first try was a raging success. Come on, let's get busy and on to the next." She handed a notebook to Rosie Revere, who smiled at her aunt as it all became clear. Life might have its failures, but this was not it. The only true failure can come if you quit. See all the sketches? All the different airplanes? It takes a bunch of tries. So every time you see someone's idea, they've tried and tried and tried again. They worked till the sun sneaked away to its bed. Aunt Rose tied her headscarf around Rosie's head and sent her to sleep with a smile ear to ear, to dream the bold dreams of a great engineer. At Blue River Creek, all the kids in grade 2. See all of those kids?
And she's laughing.
Yeah, build gizmos and gadgets and doohickeys too. With each perfect failure, they stand and cheer, but none quite as proudly as Rosie Revere. That's it. You see, look, there's Aunt Rose with her helicopter. Ooh, it's kind of bright. There it is. Oh. So it just goes to show, whenever you fail, you just try again, because every designer and every engineer, we fail over and over, and then you find the right one. But you got to get it wrong a bunch of times to understand which one is right. So that was an awesome book. Whee! So Kira Key. This is Kira Key. And we're going to do a little project right now. All right. So we're going to go over here, and we got a couple of materials, just trash, stuff you can find in the trash, like toilet paper rolls and empty shampoo bottles. And Kira's going to show us how to build a tower or anything you would like, a gadget or a gizmo. Okay, Key?
Okay.
All right, go over there. Say, I'm going to show you. Come with me.
Come with me. I'm gonna show you.
So there's all her gizmos and gadgets galore. Now show us, the Kiki, what you got in store.
I have no shampoo,
Right,
bottles,
right.
shampoo bottles, and trash, toilet papers,
Yeah,
and tape,
uh-huh,
and people, and a bottle,
right. So let's see what you want to build.
and dolphin, and tape. Good. Oh, good.
Mm-hmm. So maybe build some stuff. Let's see what you got.
I got some stuff.
Okay, build it up like you were showing me earlier. You can stand up, you don't need the chair.
I do.
Okay. All right, I'll help you a little bit. So what do we got here? Maybe put it up here. Maybe you build a big tower.
One falls down.
Right, so you try again.
So let's think. Put this in and trap this.
Yeah, look at the camera, Key, and say, look at.
Look at it.
Nice. Remember the one you did before where you put those on top of here? Let's see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you put this on top of here.
Mm-hmm. Be real careful.
And maybe your guys go play up there. Look at the camera and show them, Key. Be like, look. Kira, look over here. Look right here. Say, look.
Look.
And then that's your tower. And they jump through. That's awesome. Way to try.
Now what do we have to do next?
So now we look and say, thanks for playing with me. Maybe you can make a gadget. Kira, look over here. Say, thanks for playing with me. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming to this, I think this session of Architects Read. Kira and I, Christina Bump, we say thanks for coming and hanging out with us. And maybe you and your parents can get some pieces of art and make some cool gadgets or gizmos. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you so much, Christina and Kira. You can find more activities for kids and Architects Read books on our website, aiadc.com.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.